Hey there and good time to you. I'm IRLGrayTIGG, but please just call me Earl. This video is all about my childhood fever dream of a sweetheart, GraceTPG, my most redesigned character in existence. This is like her 20th at least? She was hard to redesign into something interesting and, socially acceptable? Who cares what they'll see anymore? The personality is what makes a character. That's the thing that controls who they are and what they'll do. Before I get ranty and forget why that was a segue, the personality of this darling is as it says. I know workaholic isn't a personality trait, but come on. Perfect descriptor here. She's on the softer, more mellow side of life. She values everything she knows, being sentimental and nostalgic for it all. She isn't much of a her person, either. She finds satisfaction in others' satisfaction. Thankfully, she has learned when someone is taking advantage of her. Even then, she will still give many chances. Her, boundary line is kind of far from her. She's also a homebody character, meaning her personality is basically just how you should view the good parts of your childhood. Positivity, warmth, growth, the memories of something so long ago yet so close. Be in the moment and learn from there. Never forget. Always improve. What was I saying? Here's her voice examples, which are kind of hard to explain too. She has a deep, whispered voice with a Hebraic accent and several hesitations added for a cautious effect. It's kind of hard to find an example for her, so, here goes nothing with my own voice. No. He didn't do all of that to me. I'm sorry. Sonny is the nicest, the bravest, most potential-having person I know. Oh, Chartreuse and Perry Winker? Do they have some sort of significance, or respectfully? Of course. Her style has always been the most difficult for me, being that everything has symbolism for something about her story and or her character. I like to point out the gray in her hair to match the gray stuff on her limbs. Not to say that she's old. Trust me, it's more important. She's not old, though I can't explain what the gray magic substance is. Like at all. Not even I know. I have fun with the challenge that is her at the end of the day, though. Going back to the topic of her attire, unlike Ananya, Grace loves dresses. They're her best statement, because there's so much you can do with them. And modernizing fantastical fashion like corsets and chokers? Oh, that's her specialty. Another point to add is how reactive she is to pure metals. Grace stuff kinda has a tantrum when it touches pure metals. So, Gilbert was the best option for her. Best of both worlds, she says. She also experiments with her creations a lot, not just her fashion. She's of the belief everything has meaning, which is why her palette is so odd, I suppose. Can't really explain much about most of her fits other than that she is represented by every color on her body, including the teal, and everything else isn't. But I can talk about something quite comical. Despite how passive she is quite the boss in her little combo cafe. Grace's Aces. How original. Looking at her working clothes first, you may notice all those pockets. Firstly, girlies all dream of any pocket! Secondly, she has a lot of tasks in her business besides her reputation in fashion and cooking. She also has a huge public garden that surrounds the cafe. It's her pride and joy to maintain. Another trio member has a higher interest in plants, though. Spends more time there than even Grace does. Now I know what you're wondering. Space is like a Waffle House or a beloved mom and pop shop. Well, dear viewer, any fights that could have happened never will. Ever. Again. The shift to her fighting style should be obvious at this point. She is 101% a pacifist, despite being an organic weapon. That Grace stuff is like, how to describe? Defense mechanism, per se? Is it obvious I had inspiration for this before a certain artist went bad? Yeah, unfortunately. Happens a lot. She does know self-defense outside of her already crazy defense. but she'd rather be tortured than he would break a person's nail. Luckily, it's never come to something extreme, so... Now, facts and importance. She isn't a saint character. I will make her go through mistakes and pain. I know I'm the only one worried about her actually becoming a Mary Sue for real, but I know how people are about all creations, mine included. Another fact is that Grace is named after her mother, though not word for word. Same last name, different-ish first name, yada yada yada. Fun fact about her mother is, she is my first OC. I hope you will see her one day, dear viewer. Anyway, she will not get angry in her story for the most part. You think I'm joking? Nope. I'm gonna have so much fun trying to avoid it. You won't even know. She's also gonna go on a self-care journey, meaning she'll exercise to a healthier weight, understand she can't continuously work, and discover that she needs love too. Are these spoilers? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Kinda vague, to be honest. Speaking of vague, y'all ain't ready for Grace's story hint. Blue. So, blah 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 blah. That's my second greatest and most used OC that I've had. That got replaced by a different Sona of a name similar to the name that I've always liked because... dog. It's kinda silly to say outside of the biblical interest. Especially if you say it like it's some kind of animal. Grass. Grassy. Grass. Gracias. Grass. Finally, our announcement. Whoever my 5th subscriber is. I know. Crazy achievement. We were stuck with 4 subscribers for most of the year. And now we have 5. Thank you, whoever you are. And to the rest of y'all who part of my first 4 or haven't subscribed yet. Hope y'all somehow had more fun with my lady than I did making her. Have a better day than y'all already having. Adios, bye-bye, and see y'all later. Love y'all.